Jai Gurudatta, dear Sanmarga Sadhaks. I'm very, very happy to see you back on this auspicious Navaratri time. This is the fantastic opportunity, a fabulous opportunity to experience, unravel, unfold, and manifest our inner excellence. Mankind, as we have been explaining, discussing rather, for the past two Facebook sessions, this live sessions of Want to Succeed, we have been discussing on what exactly is success, how important, and the necessity, the inevitability, that is the underlying word I would love to use. It's so very important because man is supposed to feel fulfilled about his life. Inevitably, every man, every living organism is designed to feel fulfilled within its own self. You have any achievement in your life, you have any success defined as materialistic comfort in your life, you're not going to be really happy until otherwise you are really proud of yourself, until otherwise you find a state of fulfillment within yourself, until otherwise you feel very good about the way you lived life. So this fantastic opportunity, yesterday, the first day of Navaratri, we had this fantastic sadhana on Shailaputri, and we have done fantastic experience and understanding of that infinite existential power within us. We could also learn a lot of unfoldment happening within us. So that was all fantastic. So here on the second day, where the Jagannatha is in the form of Brahmacharini, this beautiful day, I would like to continue this Facebook session. Just after this session, again, we are going to have this fantastic sadhana session with our congregation of people who are really interested in unfolding their inner excellence and manifesting it in their life. So today is going to be the day of Brahmacharini. This Navaratri, before I go into the series of this Born to Succeed discussion, I also would like to explain a bit, because Sanatana Dharma never really wanted you to celebrate, eat more food and just relax. These are an opportunities of unfolding your inner excellence. All this starts from the Guru Paurnami, and on we have this Vinayaka Chavati, Ganesha Chaturthi. Chaturthi, that's one word. See, human being is aware of three important stages in his life: awake state, sleep state, and dream state. But in the awake state, dream state, and in the sleep state anyway, he's not aware of himself. In the dream state, he is falsely aware. He is aware of the false awareness of his awareness. So that is a little better. Because when you are dreaming, when you see yourself running out of fear for something, then you are aware after coming out of the dream that it is a dream and that's not true. But in the awake state, this is more dangerous. What all we see is actually a dream, that is not the reality. What is the reality? Reality is human existence, the infinite capability, competency that you all are experiencing. In the first Facebook session and the second Facebook session, I gave you exercises and you have all been fantastic doing that, and you all are feeling that now. Say, Siddha Sanmarga believes in giving you the experience and then making you own that experience, because your experience is yours. You cannot believe something that's told to you. That's the huge difference. So, that experience of that fulfillment that you're feeling from the first Facebook session, and the people who are joining today, it's there on our Facebook page, the live session recording. I would love all of you to go there and see that recording, because that's very, very, very important. You'll feel an enormous sense of fulfillment after the discussion, and then there is a specific experiential session there. If you do that experiential session, you will definitely experience a lot of profound sense of fulfillment within your being, and that as it unravels today, I would like to tell you, human being is supposed to feel that sense of fulfillment, capability and competence all the time. Man is the king of this evolution, this chain. In this universe, plants, animals, man also belongs to an animal section, but then animate and inanimate. In the animate, again, you can go for as plants, animals, and then because man is very advanced in this evolutionary chain, so we call it man. He is the king of this evolutionary chain. And in this evolutionary chain, he is not supposed to feel weak, depressed, fearful, suppressed, helpless. Because if a king feels helpless, depressed, suppressed, the fate of the kingdom is very difficult. Yes or no? You're supposed to be the king for the entire environment around you. You're supposed to take care. That's the reason why man has to take care of the environment. Environment has to be taken care by man, not by animals. Animals never harm it, animals never take care of it. Yes or no? So, man is the king, having the capacity to harm and also to take care of his surroundings. He is supposed to feel the master of his surroundings. Man is the master of his own destiny, and he is also the master. Because he is the master of his own destiny, he is also the master of his surroundings. A cat, a dog, a cow living in the vicinity of you can only influence you in one way. But you as a man can influence all the plants and animals around you in infinite ways. The way you live determines how they live their life. Yes or no? So, this fantastic king called human being, because of the deflection of the mind, because of non-alignment with his own mind, suddenly feels a sense of fear, helplessness, suppressed, depressed kind of feeling. So to overcome that, again the Sanatana Maharshis, according to the planetary movement and the nature, because man is a part of nature. As I said, man is the king of this evolutionary chain. Man is the only animal or part of nature which enjoys nature and says nature is good, forgetting that he himself is a part of nature. You don't find a monkey or a dog trying to or wanting to go to a waterfall and say, wow, fantastic nature. Man can go to a waterfall, can damage that, destroy that beautiful scene, or can enhance it, enjoy it. Now you see, this man, because of his non-alignment in his mind, the alignment is distorted within him because of, again, the society. What he hears, what he experiences through his senses with his surroundings, that forms the fundamental basic reason for his non-alignment. And because of that non-alignment, he copies and mimics the surroundings. You see, no monkey can mimic a cow. No cow will try to mimic a monkey. No tiger will try to mimic any animal. No animal is even trying to mimic another animal. But it started with monkeys, but then man is the best mimicking personality. Yes or no? So we mimic. We not only mimic animals around, the surroundings. You grow up in an environment of scarcity. You develop a scarcity mind. You grow in an environment of abundance. You develop an abundant mind. You grow in an environment where people are feeling helpless, scared, or you grow in an environment where people continuously seek from the outside, innately believing that they are weak. Then how to make sure that we awaken our own inner infinite potential is not by listening to the immediate surroundings, but by aligning to the nature. The nature has, in a specific way, as a path, because we are part of nature, we have an inevitable part of growing, evoluting, and being influenced with the nature. So just as the rainy season starts, we have this, just before the rainy season starts, we have this Chaturmasya in our Sanatana Dharma. This is very important. A lot of people, they give this Chaturmasya a negative or a very bad reasoning that monks, they sit at a place and meditate all this Chaturmasya because it's a rainy season. When they walk, the path, a lot of animals or a lot of worms keep, coming in their way and they can get trampled. So they better sit at one place. No, that's not at all. That's not the truth. You have to understand, that is the time the nature is ready to absorb and grow. Am I clear with you? After the summer season, and as the rainy season is about to start, the entire nature is ready, receptive to now receive and grow and transform. Now, human being, because we are in resonance, scientists, modern day scientists, they came and said there is a Schumann's resonance, Schumann frequency. Now that is also outdated these days. the truth. But then Sanatana Dharma from time immemorial has been trying to tell man in infinite ways that you are in absolute synchrony with the nature around. You are in synchrony. You are in resonance. What happens within you is actually what's happening in the nature. What's happening in the nature is happening within you. But you still have an extra power to either flow with the flow or can obstruct the flow by the power of your mind. That is the reason why you have this unique status called king of the evolutionary chain. So your body, your mind, your emotions are now innately ready to receive and grow in alignment. And in this process, you see, after the Guru Paurnami, once the journey kick starts, we have the Ganesha Chaturthi. The Chaturthi is the day where in the spiritual evolution after the Guru Paurnami, a sadhak grows into where he understands the Chaturthi Avastha, the fourth state. The three states that we discussed, sleep, awake and dream state. Sleep is not useful. Dream, we are partially aware that we are dreaming. On the awake state, what all we see is not the truth. Why? Because we are born to succeed. We are the king, the absolute, infinite, powerful, existential intelligence. We have that infinite capability within us. But our mind makes us live and be aware of the false reality called fears, weakness, suppression, depression. We are living in the awake state in a false reality. So how to come over or cross this? The Sanatana Maharshi said there is a fourth state within you that you need to open up, and that state is the Chaturthi state, the fourth. Am I clear with you? And that state, you will experience your infinite potential. Just being aware of that infinite potential will make you live that. Because yad bhavam tad bhavati. As you focus, as you feel, that is the reality for you. Example, it's dark. You see in the dark a rope and you mistake it for a snake. Instantly, in one moment, you can create enormous amount of fear within you, which can even lead to heart attack. And then immediately the person next to you shouts, no, it's not snake, it's a rope. Instantly, in 1 second, you can develop infinite amount of confidence, happiness, all the courage that you can walk to that so-called perceived snake and lift it. Yes or no? It's all there. In one moment, you can create enormous amount of fear, which can give you a heart attack. In one moment, you can create enormous amount of courage. But we forget that capability to create fear and courage. And we seek courage or we seek a rescue from the fear. Don't you think we are ignoring our capability? And ignoring our capability in this third stage called wakefulness is actually the problem of our life, because we are continuously forgetting our infinite potential and just trying to live by the influences of the mind. The social media influencers these days, and there are many influencers. Advertisements are influencers, movies are, everything influences us. Our surroundings, our parents, our friends, our teachers, everybody influences us, peer pressure. And we think limited. We think as they influence, so we live. We don't live as As my existential intelligence, so I live. The original reality of life is the infinite existential potential within me. As it is, so I live. But today, what is happening in the wakeful state? As I get influenced, so I live. And in this world, everybody is trying to influence. Advertisements are trying to influence us. Social media influence, they outright call themselves social media influencers. Yes or no? Social media influencers, now these days, thankfully, TikTok is banned, but some other, I don't know, because TikTok is banned, I came across the app TikTok. So now I think there is some other. So all these people, they come and influence. Movies influencers, news channels influence, everybody influences. Parents influence, friends influence, teachers influence. Everybody influence, and as they influence, so we live. We are not living out of our own reality. We are living by the projections of the surroundings. So the Sanatana Dharma said, to come over this, the only way is to reach the Ganesha Chaturthi. When the sadhana, happens after the Guru Purnima, Ganesh Chaturthi. That is the reason why we have this head cutting. Jagannatha, the most beautiful. Shailaputri, yesterday. Today, Brahmacharini, the mother is ready to give birth. The mother is wanting to embrace the Prince Charming Shiva and produce the most beautiful Kameshwara Mukaloka Kalpita Sri Ganeshwara. Jagannatha looks at the beautiful face of Lord Shiva. By looking at his beautiful face, she conceives and delivers the Ganeshwara, the Ganapati, the potential. The mind, the Jagannatha, the mind. Parvati here is the mind. The mind looking at the Shiva, the infinite potential, gives rise to the capability within us. When you know that it is not a snake in the example, automatically the courage is given birth. And when you look at in the dark room, when you look at a rope, instantly you give birth to enormous fear, knowing that it is snake. You give birth. So when you look at your own potential, Kameshwara, the infinite Lord Shiva, the Kameshwara, Mukha Aloka. Aloka means looking at. So Jagannatha she looks at the holy infinite potential, she gives birth to the Ganeshwara. And what are these Ganas? The Panchendriya, the 5 motor and sensory, and the body, they are all the Ganas. The Ganapati. And now once we have this Ganapati capability, when we know we are capable again, we feel very headstrong. Very headstrong. That point in time, again, humbleness. Capability along with humbleness gives rise to eternal success. Capability with arrogance leads to accidents. Yes or no? So, say the Shiva and the Lord Shiva and the Ganapati, they fight, they say, and the Lord Ganapati's head is cut off. Head cutting off, head. Even in Ayurveda, they say, head, out of all the organs you have, head is the most important organ. If you don't have kidneys, externally something can be managed. These days, medical system. If you don't have your pancreas is functioning better, something can be done. Something can be done. Your head is not there. No maintenance. Brain death is death. Medically also, that's how the definition of death is. What is death? Brain death is death. Even if the organs are functioning, if brain is dead, human is dead. So, this brain, the head is a symbolic, everybody has a head, just as we keep saying. That's not truth, but still we keep saying, Ravana has 10 heads in the form of 10 emotions that he has. In the same fashion, that arrogance is a head because of the potential that we know. Then again the infinite chops off the head and replaces with, that is the reason why the Ganesha, the elephant head, is given as a symbolic representation for the capability. Now that Ganapati grows into Mahaganesha Nirbhinna Vignahantra Praharshita. So now this Sri Ganeshwara, the Jagannatha, produced Sri Ganesha. Sri. What is this Sri Ganesha? Sri is Manaha and Prana. The day you know that your mind and your prana, you know how to handle them and you have the capability, you feel the arrogance. But then you understand that infinite existential reality within you and you develop that humbleness. And now in that humbleness you grow into Mahaganesha. Not just the mana and the prana, you also encompass, experience the humongousness within you. Our mind, the day you control your mind, you can achieve anything. Yes or no? The day you can control your mind, manaha and prana, your life force energy and your mind, the day you can control, you will have enormous power. And with that power, you develop arrogance. And with that arrogance, the Siva, the infinite existential intelligence, gives you wisdom. And when you have that wisdom, now you grow into Mahaganesha, that is in Dasara. That is the reason why we have 4 Dasara, 4 Navaratris, but this Dashahora actually became Dasara. There is no meaning for the word Dasara. It is Dashahora. 10 Hora. Hora is 24 hours. So 24 hours. We have 4, 10, 24 hour symbolic times. Every transition of this, time of seasons, we have this Dashara. But this Ashwini month, this Navaratri is the Sharada Navaratri or the Sharan Navaratri or this Ashwini Navaratri. This Navaratri is very, very important because this is the time which coincides. We have the circadian rhythm, ultradian rhythm, infradian rhythm, we have biorhythms. In this way, we are in synchrony, resonance with the nature around. Now, this is the time best suitable for us to recuperate, experience, recuperate and manifest our infinite potential. Experience, because until otherwise you are aware of the courage within you, you cannot go and leave the snake there. Example, come back to this. In the dark room, you see a rope, you mistake it for a snake, you're scared, fear, heart attack. No, it's just a rope. Infinite courage. Your awareness brings courage. There is no courage in its own self. Your awareness is bringing fear. Snake awareness is bringing fear. Rope awareness is bringing courage. Your awareness of the weakness, so-called perceived weaknesses, imprinted, influenced by your surroundings, society, people, is giving you weakness in life. And your so-called true experience of your infinite potential, that fulfillment and then that experience of that infinite potential within you, that is going to give you natural worth of abundance, excellence. Are you able to follow me? Yeah, few people. I like this reciprocative or interactive people. I really love them. God bless them. I really appreciate them. God bless you. Oh, good. So, now, as you understand, this Navaratri is the time where you develop into that Mahaganeshwara. And after this Dashara, we have this Deepavali. Diwali these days again. Oh, this British rule in India has created a lot of damage, and not only in the form of money and all, but it has also, not killed actually, it has weakened our wisdom words. There is no meaning for Diwali. Deepavali, there is a lot of meaning. And then why this Diwali? You see, earlier before Krishna, Lord Rama came back after the war, so they used to celebrate Diwali. In the Krishna time, again, we have, see, every time the masters have created a biomarker or like a bookmark, they have created marks. The original, if you see, it cannot be. Lord Krishna killed Naraka Asura, Naraka. Okay, Naraka. And who is this Naraka? He is the son of Bhumata. Am I clear with you? Satyabhama, symbolically, not directly the son, but indirectly the son of Bhumata. And he is the husband of Cheturdashi. Ganesh Chaturthi, and now here Chaturdashi will happen. This Naraka is the husband of Chaturdashi. It's all very symbolic. Vakta married Udahara, and this Vakta and Udahara got a child called Chaturdashi. This Chaturdashi is the wife of Naraka, which Lord Krishna killed. Now, can you believe this? They are all symbols and evolutionary stages. Am I clear with you? And a marker, there is a cycle of seasons happening around you. It's in the nature. You have to be in sync because you are part of nature. You are also in synchrony. You are also in resonance. Synchrony, resonance are two separate words, but still, you are in resonance. You want to enhance your experience of life. You want to enhance your intelligence. You want to enhance your quality of life. Good. How can you enhance on your own? Very difficult. Get in sync with the nature, and as the nature starts recuperating, absorbing, reviving, you also get ready yourself, and along with the nature you grow. And after this Vinayaka Chavati, now you go through this Dashahora, Dashara, which has become but Dashahora, the Navaratri, and get in sync and become the Mahaganeshwara map given by the Lalita Sahasranama. And then you have this Diwali, Deepavali, the original, where Naraka, Ka, who is the Nara? Az. Naraka, Ka is the verb in Sanskrit. It is formed like that now here. So, the actions, what is Chaturdashi, the wife of Naraka? The Ganesha Chaturthi, we experience the fourth state. Are you remembering? In the Ganesha Chaturthi, we first time experienced the fourth state, the Turiya state. And from there, we are now growing into Mahaganapati. After that, in the Diwali again, we will experience this completion where all the four stages are in absolute control. The चारों दशाओं के समाहार को चतुर्दशी कहते हैं. The complete amalgamation and absolute stability on the four states of human existence: wakeful state, dream state, awake state, and that fourth Turiya state. Absolutely, when a human consciousness stabilizes all these three states, it's called Chaturdasi. This Naraka is this man is the husband. I own these four states. You own the four states. You own the dream state. You own the wakeful state. You own the, yes or no? Sleep, wakeful. You own the Turiya state also. But you are not able to have a comprehensive experience of all these four states. You have all these four states, but you are not able to have a comprehensive hold on all these four states. Then this earthly, because of this worldly distractions, not money and all that. Your friend will come and tell you. In your childhood, how many of you remember? Your teacher, your brother, your any person that you used to give importance to, he came to you and said, he or she, hey, you're not good at that. You can't do this. You're not worth it. Your parents, your uncle, your auntie, any, you will remember. Somebody coming to you and telling you some negative remark, sharp criticism that was etched in your mind, and even now you remember it. You see, who is your God? God is a person who writes the destiny. Who is your God? That person who in your childhood gave that strong critical remark. Because even now you are carrying it in your mind, and even now you find it difficult to overcome that remark. One person makes one remark and that's etched in your mind to such an extent that you grow, you become a successful person, into an engineer, doctor, whatever you are, into a businessman, whatever you are, even now you are not able to overcome it. Because of this worldly, because of this. Now that is the reason why the Bhumata, the Lord Krishna directly does not kill. Now the Bhumata, because this is the worldly, Bhu, the material world. Bhumata, the earth, is a symbolic representation for this worldly desires. Are you able to understand? That is the reason why I say worldly desires. The earthly pleasures. We say all this. Why do we say all this? What is the pleasure? The pleasure of ignorance. They say if you have continuously pain, sometimes even the pain becomes pleasure for you. If you are continuously dominated and suddenly you get freedom, it becomes very difficult for you. You need somebody to dominate you. You will hear such stories. Yes or no? Are you able to connect to what I am trying to say? Good. No, I don't want to give you more understand. This is not about Diwali or Deepavali. But here, so we are having this beautiful transition. I'm so very happy. So I just wanted to share that this is how a beautiful transformational journey happens. When Deepavali comes, I will give you more explanation, detail about why we need to celebrate Deepavali. Deepavali, festival of lights. Why? It's not festival of crackers actually. But then why, what, and after that we have this, growth, and then all this cycle actually, this Kartika Masa, after this Kartika Masa, the cycle completes. And then again comes a stage of consolidation in the winter, and finally we have this absolute awakening of the Shiva, Lingodbhava, in the name of Mahashivaratri. Nature every year is giving us a chance to rejuvenate the experience of that infinite potential within us and manifest and live like the king of the evolutionary chain, or to live like the way we are supposed to live. So, we all are supposed to live like that. So, this is transformational time. This Navaratri is not about Dandiya. Now, what will you get? You will get fun. I understand. But will you be able to have fun all through the year? When will you have fun all through the year? When you fill yourself with fulfillment, capability. This is the time of that unfoldment of that existential intelligence within us. These days, man has got habituated to pray God. Oh God, bless me. Oh sun, please give me sunlight. I can't give you sunlight, beta. You have to take the sunlight. Oh God, oh rain God, give me rain. I can't give you rain, beta. You have to take the rain. Make best use of the rain. If you do rainwater harvesting, if you do all that, your groundwater, everything gets recharged, you will be happy. Or else it will go into the drains and it will flood you, it will destroy, it will damage, and then it will finally go into the sea or ocean. Useless. Yes or no? Oh air God, give me air. I can give you. You have to breathe in and take. There is nothing called God blessing you. There is everything called you being in sync and using the best of all the resources, of all the blessings. Blessings are eternal. Man has a continuous, these days the society has inculcated the Vedas, the Mandukya Upanishad, Dve Vidye Veditavye, Paravidya, Aparavidya. They are relative sciences and there is an absolute science. All the software engineering, medicine, doctor, lawyer, everything that we are all relative. But absolute is your alignment, your capability, your inner infinite potential. And that which makes you experience your own inner infinite potential is your absolute. And that vidya is very important for you because you have to feel no matter what you do, businessman, lawyer, student, whatever you are, a sense of continuous and constant capability. There is no competition for the competent. There is no competition for the competent. Somebody is doing, telephone business or this cellular business for past 30-40 years, 30 years at least. I am a new entrant. Originally, I am a new entrant and I still dominate all the other players and I become the market leader. Today, are we seeing that or no? Yes or no? Where is the competition? Before Mahatma Gandhi appeared into the scene of freedom struggle, we have so many fantastic freedom fighters. We have fantastic people. Suddenly, Mahatma Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi came and then he quickly transformed himself, became Mahatma. Is there a competition? Now today, more than the holy, Subhash Chandra Bose, I really appreciate and love him a lot. My personal opinion need not be yours, but I really appreciate the great leader called Subhash Chandra Bose. It's our pride and honor to take his name. Or the great leader like Bhagat Singh. These kind of leaders. If you see, today we don't take their names as much as we take the name of Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi. Yes or no? There is no competition for the competent. You just focus on being competent. If Sachin was there when he was playing, whether he plays well or he was not playing well, it was very difficult to remove him from the team. The place in the team is reserved. He was performing or he was in good form or he was not in good form. As long as Sachin is in the scene, he is in the team. The same is the case with Ronaldo, Messi, or these people. You see, when they are in the game, the focus is on them. Most of the times, yes or no? There is no competition for the competent. But the problem is, competition is only present for the incompetent, for the people who are focusing on others and who wants to match them. If I want to beat you, if that is the agenda, if I want to beat you in the competition or in business or in medicine, degree, whatever it is, if I want to outperform you, then my capability is directly proportional to you. Yes or no? But if you see, if you are competing with your own self, if you are just enjoying, there is nothing called competing with your own self. You're just enjoying your own excellence. Exuberance of that excellence or that perfection flowing out of you, if you are enjoying that, then there is no competition. It's called competence. And it's no competition for the competent. Are you able to follow what I'm trying to say? We are all supposed to live that. And to help us, this Navaratri. So why am I stressing? Actually, it's a series of discussions where we are, in a schematic way trying to go and understand and unravel the experience of born to succeed. Born to succeed. Born to succeed. Because we are designed to succeed. Because we are designed to succeed. Because we are designed to succeed. And that is the truth. As we are going, why I was trying to sidetrack and give you this kind of information is because this 9 days. Of course, you can join with us in our sadhana. After every day from 7 o'clock till, we have this sadhana schedule. I personally will make you experience all the 9 forms of and the 9 experiential stages for that Mahaganesha, for that Jagannatha evolution till the Vijayadashami. But then, if at all you want to do it on your own, I'm very happy for that too. I want you to focus on yourself. Don't waste your time on this 9 days. Don't waste your time, especially in the evenings. Don't waste your time in the night, evenings and the night till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Don't waste your time in dandiya, or don't waste your time. It will give you fun, but you'll not be able to have fun all year around. But if you charge your batteries, experience your infinite potential and just live your infinite potential all through year, you will have fun with your life. I want you all to have fun with your life. Enjoy your life, not just a day. So I'm urging, requesting, and wishing, blessing you to have this fantastic Navaratri. This is the time you need to do a sadhana. This is not the time you need to jump around. And moreover, we have 2 emails, or 3 or 4. Out of all the people last time, atmananda@siddhasanmarga.com is my email we have created because it's an interactive, and while I'm talking to you, you guys give comments. I get motivated by seeing those comments, but then if I interact, what happens is the content or the flow at which what I want to, the direction, sometimes, what happens is gets distracted. So I asked you to, if you have any queries, questions, then please write to siddhasanmarga, adamananda@siddhasanmarga.com, and then we got 4 emails. So before we conclude this auspicious day live session, I would also like to address those emails. I read those emails. I got an email from Nagpur. For the sake of the privacy, I don't want to read the name, but it is some Madhura from Nagpur. Though I have the full name, I don't want to. The email reads, I have a question. Whenever I think positive, opposite and negative things happen. Why is it? And how to overcome it? Eagerly waiting for the answer, Guruji. Now, you know what? Either you must be absolutely special or you must be normal human being. If you have any special, because all in this universe, human beings work as a law. If you think positive, only positive happens to you. Am I clear with you? If you think positive, only that is the reality. Like attracts like. Think positive, positive happens. But in your case, as you have experienced now, this experienced in your life, that whenever I think positive, I have more negative happening to me. That is the beauty. It's called law of momentum. See, I was a small, now imagine, it didn't happen to me. I want you to imagine. In my childhood, I wanted to sing. When I was singing, my mother said, don't sing, your voice is not good. After that, I wanted to go and sing in the school. My teacher said, don't sing. And a best player, some best singer in this class was picked and he was made to sing and all that. So, okay. So everybody said, you don't sing well, you don't sing well. I got to 10th intermediate professional courses. Now I want to sing in my life. Then I went to somebody and they said, now first develop a positive mental attitude or opinion about yourself that you sing good no matter what. And then practice singing. Slowly you will develop and you will sing good. Am I clear with you? I said, okay. So I said, okay, no matter what, I'm singing good. I'm not deterred by the judgment. I want to sing. I don't bother about people. Okay, I want to sing. I'm thinking positive about myself now. Okay, and then I want to sing. I start, immediately my mother, my teacher, my friends, all laughing at me comes to my mind. And again I get depressed, demotivated, dejected. Am I clear with you? Possibility. Yes or no? It's possible. What pain I feel as reality, that pleasure I never feel it as reality. In your life, if you remember, in your past, in this life, in the past, do you remember strongly the pain or the pleasure? You remember your pains, suffering more strongly than your pleasures in life. Don't tell me in your life there was no pleasure at all. I keep saying this for mothers specifically. Oh, you love your child? Yes, I love my child. The first time you had your child after birth in your arms, were you happy? Oh, it was out of the world experience. I was very, very happy having my child in my arm, first time. How many times did you recollect it? Never. How many times you recollected somebody teasing you, taunting you, troubling you, saying negative things to you? So many times. We cherish our pains. We strongly hold on to our pains. And we do not hold on to our pleasure. So, when you are thinking positive, you have to long enough think positive till the law works in, called law of momentum. I have been thinking negative, so negative is happening. Now, I am thinking positive. What makes us experience or expect short-term good things after a long troubled past? People keep saying, I've been eating lockdown, I've been eating, not exercising, now I've put on weight. Now Can I have some quick tips to lose weight? Can I have quick tips for success? Can I have quick tips for getting rich? But then people never ask quick tips for people really. They indulge in negative habits or negative thought patterns, negative behaviors in life for a very long time, and every time success we want quick tip. A student, if you see, observe, a student, the moment he opens textbook, he expects he has to understand the subject or else he feels demotivated. When he is gossiping with his friends or when he is trying to play or when he is trying to play a video game, every time he plays, next time he will again go back and hit the same video game again. You fail a video game, you want to still practice it. You fail a level, oh, you lose a level, you don't get demotivated, you will again play. But then when you open a book and when you don't solve a problem, when you don't get a problem, every time I am going positive, negative, this is also a condition, because what is happening is there is we are all a transistor, or we are all a repository of all the influences in our life. Now there is a good mind and a bad mind within us. Our own friend. Uddharet atmanam atmanam na atmanam avasadayet. Atmaihi atmano bandhur atmaiva riparatmanaha is what our Lord Krishna says. That's mind is the friend and mind is the enemy for us. Our own mind is the enemy and our own mind is the friend. Now what is happening? A lot of past negative experiences have collected and they have taken a form of negative mind. I want to be successful. The desire from the soul is the positive mind. Am I clear with you? Now this negative mind is or should die for the positive mind to be successful. The fear in me should die for the courage in me to awaken. Yes or no? So what is happening is, if you tell, you cherish, you hold on to your negative experiences long enough. Are you able to understand? You hold on to your negative experiences long enough. When you hold on to your negative, somebody said something to me that pains and that is emotionally deep-rooted, strongly held on within me. Now that is the mind now. I have given power to it. Now I want to grow. I want to sing. How will it go? As long as that negative pain is there, it will not give birth to the positive thing. So now if I am trying to do positive, our own mind will create an impression whenever you are doing positive, more negative will happen. So don't think positive. So that, you know what happens? Slowly you develop your strength. One day the weakness has to go. But how to stop you from developing strength? You understand? You have a disease. You have a disease. You take the tablet, slowly the disease will go. How to stop you from taking the tablet? Every time you take the tablet, the disease spikes. That's what happens in homeopathy and sometimes in Ayurveda also. Sometimes when you start the medicine course, the disease actually increases. If you have noticed. Are you able to understand what I am trying to say? So in the same fashion, that's how it is. Our own past experiences don't want to leave us, and that is the reason why our own mind creates a true impression that when I think positive, more negative happens to me. So I will not think positive. I am now scared of thinking positive. So I will not develop a good army within myself. Now, how to get over this is not listen to and understand. I live in the universe. Universe works as a law. And if I think positive, only positive can happen. Negative cannot happen. But I have to think negative long enough to create negative. I have to think positive long enough to create positive. So, just because I thought some positive, don't expect immediate positive results. It is the past that is trying to hit back. Don't worry, keep doing the positive. Keep doing the positive long enough. That is the problem. We don't want to develop the good habits long enough, but we are lost in the bad habits for a long time and we never complain. Our own mind is our enemy. It is our own mind. Why? First, because some influence that has happened in your childhood, negative things happen to you, that is strongly held on to. Kshudram hridaya daurpalyam tvektotishta parantapa. We have to remove this weakness in the heart that negative will happen. The focus on competence. We don't work long enough to focus on the competence within us. But we spend a long time fearing the failure. The only way you can grow in your life is taking your life into your hands. And we have the same, another email from Jaipur, I guess. This gentleman, again, this gentleman from Jaipur, not Jaipur, he says, गुरुजी पता नहीं मुझे इतना डर क्यों लगता है, मेरे बार बार मन में आता है कि मेरा तबीयत खराब ना हो जाए. Please don't write in Hindi. It's very difficult for me to read Hindi in English script. बार बार आता है मेरी तबीयत खराब ना हो जाए, मुझे फीवर ना हो जाए, और भी ख्याल आते हैं बार बार हेल्थ को लेकर. प्लीज़ गुरुजी गिव मी सम सजेशन. And then it goes on. सनातन धर्म की जय हो, अधर्म की नाश हो, प्राणियों की सद्भावना हो, विश्व के कल्याण हो. Wow. Now the point, my dear, you have to understand, it's the same thing. Fear or everything is in synchrony. What you do, that keeps repeating in your life. Now the question is how to overcome the fear. Remember, if you have, example, if you have done or if you have experienced failure in your life 2, 3, 4 times, fear in your life, next time what happens is your mind will look forward for that. For example, you were going through a road, you had an accident on that road. Next time while going through the same road, your mind will instantly recall. Pain recalled faster, pleasure recalled very little. So next time you go onto the road, last time I had an accident, this time this place. Yes or no? So our mind looks forward because we are so affected by the negativity in our life, fear in our life, that our mind looks forward for it, searches for it. So why do I get? Now the question is, remember, instead of asking me, why do I get so much fear repetitively for me regarding my health? Now this is what you have been hearing, your people, your surroundings, your friends, your mother, your relatives, your parents. What you perceive, that is your reality. What you perceive, that is your reality. What you perceive, that is your reality. So what you have perceived, then that fear is becoming a reality. Now don't ask me why you get fear so much, because that will not help you. I can tell you the same thing, but it will not help you. What will help you is how to overcome it, and how to overcome it is focusing on yourself. You download the Born to Succeed app. There, to overcome your fears, there is a meditation. I promise you, you do that meditation to disown the fears of your anything, any fear. You do, there is a overcoming fears, there is a meditation there. You do that meditation at least 3 times a day for 10 days, and after that you will find enormous improvement in your experience of life. Enormous improvement. But remember, don't stop there. Continue. Now that's what it happens. I have a illness. Doctor said 5 days antibiotic course. 3 days I have taken antibiotics, and after that what happens is I am feeling healthy. The 2 days I will skip. There are such patients. Doctors are the worst patients. All doctors do that also. Don't do like that. Now focus more. Remember, if you focus more on positivity, only positivity will happen in your life. If you focus more on negativity, focus on positivity only for 1 day and say negativity is happening to me, even if I think positive, it is not. Remember, the strength or the weight of your past thinking also matters. I call you a fool for 100 times. After that I say, you are a very good person. You will become happy. No, my 100 times me calling you fool will have a bearing effect on your mind. Yes or no? In the same fashion, I will fail, I will fail, I will fail. Now I will succeed. Now only one time I think, and then I want to feel successful. And then say, why Guruji, success is not coming to me? 10 times is getting influence on the first time. Yes or no? So now 25 times I need to say, I am successful, I am successful, I am successful. Then this 25 times will mitigate the effect of the 10 times. Possibility or impossible? Are you understanding me? I did not, from Jaipur, the gentleman's name. Why is that so much important? So I want you to know all this, and I want you to focus here, and please trust in yourself. Download the Born to Succeed app, and in that I have provided the supramental meditations for you, for your fear and for positive things to happen in your life. Supramental, you will definitely have positive life, because that's experience. You will experience it. I promise you this. Am I clear with you? Now, remember, invest in yourself long enough. Don't invest in the people's opinions long enough. Invest in yourself. Don't invest in fun long enough. Invest in continuously being proud of your own competence. So, on this auspicious day, I want you all to meditate and have more fun with your infinite potential and more experience of your infinite potential. And because we have this from 7 o'clock, we have this sadhana time, where today we are going to do a fantastic sadhana on Brahmacharini Devi, our Virgin Mother, the Virgin, pure, infinite, existential intelligence within us, that which controls all our body systems, mind, emotions, that the power that runs our mind and emotions, our body systems, that divine Virgin Mother, eager to embrace the Prince Charming Shiva, Brahmacharini. So we are going to meditate on that holy divine existential intelligence today, which is well manifested within us. To experience that, we are going to do. So we are going to call this Facebook Live session a day. We are going to complete it here. And I wish and bless you all with holistic abundance and excellence. Jai Gurudatta, Jai Gurudatta, Jai Jai Gurudatta.